Hello everyone, welcome to the Wednesday forecast, and let's get started with EU as usual. So what I'm seeing right here is I'm seeing that we are forming a descending structure. So we broke the low, retraced, then we ranged a bit and we broke the low, left a huge wick and retraced. And what I can expect is that we will get a nice reversal, and then I would look for a long trade, of course, after a continuation pattern. But yeah, currently this is signaling to me that the momentum to the downside cannot be sustained, that the move to the downside is exhausted. We did get a nice impulse right here, but then, as I said, we broke the low and just retraced. And to me, I am looking for a nice reversal. Also, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a nice impulse down and then a flag. That would also fit my plan, because I know that we can get a descending structure and then an impulse in the same direction. So if we do get a nice large impulse, I would look for a short trade, or we can just create an ascending structure and then get a reversal and then look for a short trade. But I need to be more careful in this case, since then this is a descending into an ascending, which usually signals to us a range. So this impulse really needs to be large and show me some nice conviction to be looking for any trades. Also, what can happen, we can get more of a descending and we can form a high probability setup that is a smaller descending inside this larger descending. And when I see that, that is very high probability to reverse to the upside. And if we get that confirmation, if we get that impulse, I'm definitely looking for a long trade. That is definitely something that is on my radar. Or if we start trend to the upside, of course I will be looking to enter on a trade, since we are trend traders, and when we see a trend we definitely want to get in. So I would look for a impulse, small pullback, continuation, and then look for a break and retest of the most recent low. Definitely a high probability setup. So that's it for EU. This looks good actually. I like this price action. For me personally, it's clean price action. We had this small range, so we know that there was a liquidity area below. We entered the liquidity area, left a huge wick and retraced. So that means that a lot of stops have been taken out at this point, and this is definitely ripe to reverse to the upside. But as I said, we are looking for evidence. I'm not just going to be entering a long trade at this point. I want to see that nice push and break of this most recent high to show me that conviction. So for EJ, well, let's see what is happening. Very similar story to EU. There was an opportunity to enter on a trade right here. So what I was seeing a nice push, huge range, continuation of the trend, small pullback, trend continued, small pullback, and then we got these nice two candles signaling that the trend wants to continue. Well, let me take it a little bit even further back. So at this point I had a pending short order at the most recent, at this inside bar right here at this level, but I didn't get tagged in because I saw this large trend. I wanted to get in a short trade. What we actually got, we got a one wick, double wick, and at this point I wanted to see a larger range because of the double wicks. What I didn't want to see is just something like this, because I know when we get the double wicks we can just reverse very easily, especially because these are, well, I would say these are huge double wicks. So look at the size of them. They're definitely a big warning sign. So what happened? Well, we got a push to the upside. This wasn't really a momentum shift to me, but we didn't get the range, so my order was not on. Then we got a small counter trend move, and then we continued up, and I would be tagged in with this candle. So I didn't take this trade. As I said, I wanted to see more of a range that would happen right here, and then maybe a flag, something like that. To me, this is just a signaling that we will very likely reverse to the upside. And there was even an opportunity to enter on a flag. This would be the entry candle. So this would be that flag entry candle. But as I said, no range, so I didn't want to enter any trades. And then if anyone took this, well, they would, I think, be in some profit. and then we broke the low, left a huge wick, retraced back to the upside. So currently for me personally, this is signaling a descending structure. We broke the low, retraced, got some momentum, but then we got this range. We can see when we get an ascending into a descending, I classify that as a range. So I know, well, what is below and above a range. There are liquidity zones. So right here was a nice liquidity zone that was taken out, and then we left a huge wick, which is a very good sign. This is a very good sign that we will actually reverse to the upside. And if I get the evidence, I will look for a continuation pattern that is a flag or a break and retest trade. Also, what can happen, we can start to create more of a descending structure, then reverse to the upside, look for a long trade. Same as on the EU. Or on the Euro pairs, we know that we can get a descending and then an impulse in the same direction, so an impulse down. I would also look for a flag. I know it's high probability on the Euro pairs, so definitely on my radar. Or we can get an ascending. And to me personally, this would just signal a larger range. But if we do get a large impulse, then I would look for a short trade. So yeah, that is it for EJ. A similar story to EU, and I'm waiting to see if we get that nice reversal to the upside. So let's switch over to the Aussie pairs. Here is the Aussie and the US dollar, and this one is just heavily range bound. Look at this, it is just stuck in a range. Just stuck in this range. Not really showing me either a conviction to the upside or to the downside. And let me go over a trade that was right here. Nope, a little bit more. At this point, I was looking for a long trade because I was seeing nice push, range, and then a continuation to the upside. But the entry level was right here at this inside bar. So I didn't want to see a straight retrace. I actually wanted to see a descending structure to range a little bit, and then I would consider taking a trade because of this wick also. And what happened? Well, we got, to me, a straight retrace, so I was not happy to take this trade. Then we got the small pullback, and then we got another momentum shift to the downside. And after seeing this, I was not happy to take any more trades, so I stayed out of this price action. And then we broke the low retrace, broke the high retrace, broke the high retrace. Got some momentum, but not enough. Look at this, it's just heavily range bound. So what happened then? Well, we continued to range in this area. We broke the low retrace, broke the low retrace. Now we broke the high and retraced. As I said, what I'm looking for at this point, I'm looking for a large impulse up, a trade, or a large impulse down, and then a trade. Or I'm looking for a push, pull back, another push, signaling a trend. Same thing to the downside, push, pull back, another push, signaling to me a trend. Or I would like to see a nice ascending structure that goes into the liquidity area, reversal down, look for a short trade. And what do I mean by the liquidity area? Well, this level. You can see people keep their stops here. People on the lower time frames that are playing this range, they are going short here, and where do they keep their stops? Well, at this level. If you get an ascending into that level, I know it's very high probability to reverse in the other direction. Same thing to the downside, I would like to see a descending into the liquidity area, reversal up, and then look for a trade. High probability for me personally. And also here is a liquidity area. Look at the wicks. Look at how the people are going long at this point, going long, and their stops are at this level. Definitely something to keep in mind. So let's move on. Here we have AJ, Aussie Japanese yen. Let me move my lines. Looks like we broke the high, but not with any conviction. So similar story to AU. I'm seeing a range. So at this point, I'm definitely seeing a range. and there was an opportunity to enter on a trade right here. So we had a V. We had a V reversal. We had a small range, and then we continued in the direction of the second V leg. So at this point I was looking for a trade, but not really. Didn't give me any real conviction. I would say this was on my radar, but I was not really considering it. So I was waiting to see if we get more of a push. I wanted to see more of a push. This was just not enough for me personally. And when I saw these double wicks, I was like, no, I'm staying out. This is looking like pure crap, and I'm not taking any trades. But if this did fit someone's plan, they could have taken a combo trade. So that is a push, pullback, another push, which would be, this would be the first leg, small pullback, and then they would have set their pending order. They would get tagged in and tagged out, unfortunately. As I said, for me, this is not enough of an impulse. And after I saw these double wicks, I was like, no way, I'm not taking this. So what happened then? We broke the high, retraced, and we broke the high, retraced. So we are still stuck in this range. This is the range. Let me mark it out right here. So what I am waiting for is, I'm waiting for, same as on AU, nice impulse up, look for a trade, or a nice impulse down, look for a short trade, or we know that there are liquidity areas. Let me mark them out. I'm also wanting to see a nice ascending reversal down, look for a short trade, or if we get a nice clean descending structure into the lower liquidity area, reversal up and look for a long trade. Also, I'm seeing if we can get some trends, if we can start the trend, maybe push, pull back, another push, look for a break and retest. Same thing to downside, push, pull back, another push, just a second, push, pull back, another push, break and retest trade. And yeah, that is it for all my 4 pairs. Currently, I'm seeing either a descending structure or a range, and I'm waiting for some confirmation. I'm waiting for a nice impulse or a nice trend to start. It is Wednesday, so let's see what Wednesday will bring us. Usually we do get some moves on Wednesday, and we start to get some real movements in the market. So let's see what happens, and I will see you guys in the Thursday forecast.